نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Boycott, is it Islamically okay to do, or is it something that we shouldn't be involved at all? So there's no prohibition of boycotting a nation or type of people if they are at war with someone in order to gain something of more substance, for example, a victory, especially in the modern time when there's a lot of emphasis and importance given to the financial strength, and boycotting certain products would definitely help that cause in order to inflict some sort of financial constraints or damage to the enemy. So, as a tool, it is perfectly fine to be used if there was a clear need for that. Now, the reason some people might not approve it is that in doing so, you may be harming the retailer who are not directly involved in any of that, and they're not even our enemy. They're the common people, Muslim or non-Muslim alike. They are like your fellow men, and you ought to support them rather than causing trouble to them through the boycott. Now, during the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was an incident where a leader of tribe Banu Hanifa called Thumama bin Usal, he accepted Islam radiallahu ta'ala an, and then he had a deal with the pagans of Mecca, and then he boycotted them, not allowing them to sell their stuff to them, not having like any trade deal with them. And then they actually felt the pinch of that, and then they came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asking to intervene and help, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam requested him, and he obeyed and reinstated that deal. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't tell him that it was wrong or haram. He knew it and he let it be. So obviously there was a financial aspect to that which he managed in his way, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam approved of that. I mean, he didn't say don't do it, although with the request of the locals he allowed them because they were getting starvation and trouble with that. Now, when we talk about boycott in the modern term, it is different to those days, in olden days, when boycotting someone could mean that you are starving them to death. And that is something which Sharia would not allow, to starve anyone if that could be avoided, unless you're in a very desperate situation. Now, in the modern term or modern time, you boycott someone, and that is not going to cause them so much of a stress that they would starve. There are alternatives available all the time. There's not one product which is available and nothing else. So people have many ways of dealing with it. It is causing a hurt or a blow, but not cutting it completely off. When you boycott someone, you cannot boycott everything and every single stuff that they're selling. Most of the time they have, like especially in the modern world, there are multiple layers of these transactions and the businesses that they have. So even if you boycott certain products, they're still getting benefit from many others. And it is, you're not the only people who are buying stuff from them. There are many other people. So you're only a quarter of the world's population. 3/4 of the world population are non-Muslim. They're still going to continue with whatever they're doing, and not everyone is going to be a participant of this boycott anyway. So they say there's no parallel, and so things are different, situation is different. The reason people boycott is to show their solidarity, their unity. It's like if you found out someone has caused trouble to your parents, your family, your children, you're not going to be dealing with them in any way. You can't even be talking to them, let alone having business transaction with them. So this is more of a moral and ethical, emotional boycott rather than a physical one or the financial one, because you and I know very well that boycotting certain products is like, you know 1% of their blow if everyone started doing it even then, and even if that's so. So you can't cause a big blow anyway. It is just you are saying or showing that you are not in support of such group of people who are doing this to this humanity, or the innocent people, or whatever, the children and women, elderly. So this is that much really. So you are only showing that you do not approve of the actions of the perpetrators or the oppressors. That's it. And that's why you boycott them. You shun them and don't meet or speak to them and follow their stuff or just buy their stuff. That's what you're doing really. What is the impact? We're not interested in that, in a way, because we want to know. You don't even know the magnitude of their business enterprise, and what we're doing, would it cause any trouble to them? It's definitely not going to be made aware, is made known to us. We won't be able to be aware of whatever is happening. And as I said, that's not the goal. The idea is to show your connection with them, that your heart is bleeding with them, your eyes are shedding tears with them, your brethren, whoever they are, their brethren in humanity, your siblings in Islam, the people who are suffering, wherever they are, and through whoever atrocities they are suffering, you are on the side of the oppressed ones. So you're trying to help them, you're trying to be part of them. Whatever little you could do, you try your best. That's the whole idea. So with that intention and idea, boycotting the oppressors is perfectly fine. In fact, very much expected of a pious, practicing Muslim, someone who is in love with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his ummah.